Welcome. Today we're going to start with the warm-up. Imagine you want to build an app for reminders. What information do you think would be stored in a list? You want to build a reminder app. What information would be stored in a list? Think about that and we'll go over the main slide. There is also a warm-up in the module. It's just one question, but it's a good thing to just make sure that we're all straight on list. So look for the warm-up right here. And why don't we do that while I'm going over the main slide? All right, it is Thursday, November 18th. We are in Unit 5, Lesson 4, List Make, the M of our EIPM code.org technique. What is going to be due is your Unit 5 L4 List Make and your Unit 5 L3 List Practice. Okay? So practice was due yesterday. Make is due. Students will be able to implement programming patterns with lists and make a functioning app. All right. So think about, let's do some calling on what kind of information would be stored in a list. Pause. Okay. Let's take a look at what we're working on. Unit 5, Lesson 4, Lists Make. We've done our warm-up. You are going to be making the reminder app. Make sure that your code.org is opened up. You want to go to Unit 5, Lesson 4, Lists Make, Circle 1. Okay, navigate to Lesson 4, Level 1 in code.org. All right, here's a Remind Me app, swim practice at 8. Try using the app, add several reminders to the app. Scroll through your reminders. How many lists do you think are needed to make this app work? What programming patterns with lists do you think you'll need to use? So think about that as you look at that app. Once we're done, so I would say to spend about 5 minutes going through the reminder app, adding things, scrolling through, thinking about how it's made. Then you are going to the next circle and you're going to be making the reminder app. All right. You're going to be making the same thing. You're going to have your activity guide is in the module. So you'd like to see. All right. So if I go back right here. Is our activity guide. Not quite sure why our image isn't there. It is. Okay. Does that look familiar? All righty. So you are going to be making the reminder app. You are going to be using the list scrolling pattern. Okay. So the list scrolling pattern is this idea that we saw yesterday for the first time, the idea of a left button, and it is indexing, it's evaluating index. If index is greater than 0, index minus minus. This is minus minus is short for index minus 1, that it's a way of showing you're subtracting 1 from it. So what this is doing, when you push the left button, it is counting to the left on your list until only as far as the index is greater than 0. Once the index hits 0, it's going to stop. All right. You're on your right button, the list that's the button that is going to take you to the right across your list. Index is less than mylist.length minus 1. This is because list length minus 1 is the number of our last index. So as long as your index is less than the last index, your index is going to advance. Okay. Then you're going to update screen with the text, and with my list and index. Okay. Here's the rubric. On events are all created with all the required inputs. Variables and lists are created and appropriately used for all pieces of information used in the app. The program correctly processes the list for all user interface elements. A function is used which correctly updates all output elements. The function is called in appropriate on events. The screen correctly displays the current reminders in all instances. No errors are present in the required code. Comments are used to correctly explain the purpose and function of all on events and functions. That would get you a perfect store. Okay? Good luck. Uh-oh. There.